Hi everyone, hope you all are good. We are here for grade 7 math. You can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password as provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab. Scroll down to grade 7 math on view all lessons. There you can find the list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter 1 variable equation. Let's just start with the lesson that is solve one step equations. Solve for g. 2g equals 4. We need to calculate the value of the variable g. So basically we need to undo the operations. 2g, 2 is multiplying to g. So opposite to multiplication is division. You need to divide both sides by 2. So 2g equals 4. Divide both sides by 2. So g equals 2. Let's just start with the test questions. 2g equals 4. So divide both sides by 2. 2g equals 4. Opposite to multiplication is division. So g equals 2. Option number 2 is the correct option. Option number 2 is the correct option. G equals 2. Solve for age. H over 2 equals 2. So opposite to basically we need to undo. We need to undo the operations. So opposite to division is multiplication. So we need to multiply both sides. H equals 4. Option number 2 is the correct option. H equals 4. Solve for f. F equals f minus 3. So we need to calculate the value of f. We have to undo the operation. You need to isolate the variable f. So to isolate the variable f, you need to remove that 3. So you need to add 3 both sides. So let's just add. You need to add 3 both sides. So 3 plus minus 3 is 0. So f equals 8. Option number 2 is the correct option. 8 it is. Solve for z. Z plus 3 equals 9. You need to subtract 3 sides. Z minus 3 is 9. 9 minus 3. That is z equals 6. That is z equals 6. Option number 2 is the correct option. Solve for g. 1 equals g minus 2. You need to add 2 both sides. 2 minus 2 is 0. G equals 3. Option number 1 is the correct option. 3 it is. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself today. Let's just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is solve two-step equations. Let's just start with the test questions. Two q minus 1 equals 1. So first thing is we are going to undo the operation. We need to add 1 both side because we need to remove that 1. Minus 1 plus 1 equals 1 plus 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. We are left with 2q equals 2. Divide both sides by 2. 2 times 1 is 2. So q equals 1. The correct option is q equals 1. Option number 1 is the correct option. Solve for m. That is m equals 2m. 9 equals 2m plus 3. First step is subtract 3 both sides. That is 2m equals 6. Divide both sides by 2. M equals 3. That is m equals 3. Option number 1 is the correct option. 5 minus 2w equals 3. So the first thing is you need to add 2w both sides. 5 minus 2w equals 3. So just add 2w both sides. So 2w minus 2w is 0. 5 equals 3 plus 2w. Now subtract 3 both sides. 3 minus 3 is 0. 2w equals 2. Now divide both sides by 2. So w equals, that is 1. Option number 2 is the correct option. Solve for n. 2 plus 2n equals 8. So subtract 2 both sides. 2n equals 6. Divide both sides by 2. So that is n equals 3. Option number 1 is the correct option. That is n equals 3. Solve for b. So which is the correct option? The correct option is One option number two is the correct option. Very good. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just. The next lesson is solve equations. Let's just start with the test questions. This equation shows the total cost of visiting the science museum as a member is related to the number of visits. C equals V plus 10. The variable V represents the number of visits to the science museum and the variable C represents the total cost of those visits. What is the maximum number of visits a member of the science museum can make for a total of cost of 17? So V is for the visits. We need to calculate the if we have 17 visits, we need to calculate the cost. So visits V is for 17. We have 17 visits. So 17 plus 10. No, you are given. What is the maximum number of visits a museum of the science museum can make with the cost? You are given the cost. C equals V plus 10. C is for cost, that is 17 equals V plus 10. We need to calculate the value of V. So subtract 10 both sides. 10 and 10 cancel out, V equals 7 visits. So that means if the cost is $17, so it can he like the total visits are 7. The correct option is 7. Option number 2 is the correct option. This equation shows how the amount of dough Amanda has prepared is related to the number of hours she has spent working at the bakery. D equals 6H. The value H represents the number of hours worked and the variable D represents the amount of dough prepared. How many hours did Amanda work if she prepared? So she prepared 18 kilograms of dough. You need to calculate how much hours she spent. So you need to divide both sides by 6. So which is the correct option? Divide both sides by 6. H equals 3. Option number 1 is the correct option. 3 hours it is. This equation shows how the total pages of notes in Neha's notebook depends on the number of hours she spent in class. P equals h plus 14. The variable h represents the hours she spent in class, and the variable p represents the total pages of notes taken. In all, how many hours will Neha have to spend in class before she will have a total of 20 pages of notes in her notebook? P equals h plus 14. We have 20 pages. P is for pages, you need to calculate h. So h equals 20 minus 14. So 20 minus 14 is so h equals 6. Option number 2 is the correct option. You guys are just guessing the answers. You don't have to guess, you need to solve. Okay, let's just start with the next lesson. Okay, the next lesson is solve equations involving like terms. The first thing you need to understand over here is what are the like terms, right? Like means same. So what is same? The look at the first example. That is 2a minus a equals 17, right? So you need to 2a minus a equals a, that is a equals 17. Option number 1 is the correct option. 17 it is. Solve for p. 10p minus 4p equals 18. So 4p and 10p minus 4p are the like terms because they have the same variables, right? So 10p minus 4p is 6p equals 18. So divide both sides by 6. We have the value of p, that is 3. Option number 2 is the correct option. Very good. 10h minus 8h equals 8. That is 8h equals 8. So h equals 1. Option number 2 is the correct option. H equals 1. Option number 2 is the correct option. Solve for j. 14j minus 7j equals 14. So 14 minus 7 is 7. 7j equals 14. Divide both sides by 7. That is J equals to option number 1 is the correct option. That is J equals to. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. So we were working on grade 7 math chapter we were working on is one variable equations. The lessons we have covered today are solve one step equations, solve two step equations, solve equations word problems, solve equations involving like terms. Before the next session, you can complete all the practice for the lessons we just did. That is your homework until next session. So if you need more help with any of the lessons, you can simply click on the live chat button. Tutors are available there to help you, or either you can write them down in the chat box. I'm here to answer all your questions and confusions if you have any. You can please ask questions if you have any. No questions? Okay, then that's all for today. See you in the next session. Bye, everyone.